Okay, my name is John Miliana Villaflores, and I will do my reflection about Server Administrator, or the task that we have done since day one. So let us start. The first thing that I will be talking about is how we set up a lab environment. Setting up a lab environment was easy. Okay, that part was just still easy. We download virtual machine. So virtual machine was the software that we used as our virtual machine. Okay, I wanted you to see Oracle VM VirtualBox is the virtual machine that we used. Okay, next is setting it up. We used network, bidirectional. Yes, that is what I remembered. The next thing that we have done was, is what I was setting up a virtual machine environment. So we use again is Oracle VM VirtualBox. So the VirtualBox is what we have used. Okay, next is task 2. We installed Windows Server 2016. So I did not really know about Windows Server. So this is the first time that I've learned about Windows Server, that it is actually a thing wherein you can connect. I mean, I knew about servers, like there are servers that is not cloud server, a local server like that, but I did not actually know about these Windows servers like 2016 and other versions of Windows servers. So here, as you can see, there is operating system. There are four kinds of, I know there are more than four operating systems, but we chose this desktop experience. So during this task in installing a Windows server, there wasn't really an issue in installing a Windows server. So what I've learned about is what is Windows Server 2016 all about? What is Windows servers? There are different kinds of Windows server and server operating system. Next is task 3, configure Windows Server 2016. So during this task, we created our own users. Is that what? I cannot really recall everything that we've done, but yeah, these were the things that we have done. Oh my god, my camera is a little bit glitchy, laggy. Okay, here, as you can see here, we inserted guest additions image and like that, stuff like that. So okay, I was right. We were able to name computer name. We named our computer name. We created a domain. During this task, we started to have struggles in creating a domain. So we started from the start, like from the beginning. We started from the beginning, wherein we created a new domain, since the domain that we have configured before was not the thing that we will be using. It is not the name or the domain name that we will be using. Next is Windows 10 installation. So in Windows 10 installation, I really did not know that I can download an ISO, a Windows 10 ISO. So this was the time where I recently knew about it. I am not really into software hardware type of person when it comes to computers. I mean, this is really not my forte, but I am really interested in knowing more about this, especially this is still connected with networking, since you will still use IP addresses, DHCP, DNS. I mean, during our networking subject, we only used a software where we can do those tasks. But I mean, here we have now a virtual box. We have a virtual machine wherein we can actually do it on our own. Like the environment is new, the environment is real. So the virtual machine or the virtual box was actually helping me to more understand about networking, since it is more real, it is more the environment is real, like you are actually doing it, but in a virtual box, in a virtual machine. Okay, here as you can see here in a picture, we installed Windows 10, and then here is our administrator or the computer name. Next, yes, what I've learned is how to install Windows 10. That was the first time I've installed Windows 10. Okay, task 5, joining Windows 10 computer to the domain. Okay, this is again a new one, wherein we installed on manager on active manager on Windows 10. So I also have problems with this. For example, the password. We created a user, and then the password that we have to use is like doesn't have. You don't have to. You need to not put your name as the password. So you have to like mix letters and numbers. So that is our password. Okay. So the things that I've learned, I was able to learn creating a new user to connect to the Windows 10. So during this time, I also understood that we can use Windows 10. I mean, the Windows server helped connect the window users from Windows 10. So every files, not really every files. I mean, you can use other workstation to connect it with another workstation or the server. Since we have a Windows server, other workstations can be opened. Did you get what I meant? Did you get what I mean? I'm sorry about that. But yeah, this was the first time that I was able to understand that. Not really first time, like it made me realize, it made me, this is how I supposed to do this. That is how I was supposed to make it. Yeah. Wait. Okay, next. Task number 6, RSAT. Okay, we installed RSAT on Windows 10. So RSAT is like, does have tools, like the tools that you can connect, the tools that you can see on Windows Server. So I was able to install, we were able to install it on the Windows 10 workstation, and then created an organizational unit and create users. So the things that we have done in Windows Server we were also able to do it on Windows 10 environment. So okay, we installed RSAT, the organizational unit, and creating user on Windows 10. So organizational unit is like higher, the one who can control the users, or there's like a branch, it's like higher thing. Next is task 7, DHCP scope and reservation. So this time, the time that I've been doing this, it's kind of complicated. So I really had a hard time doing this. I asked help from my classmates to solve this. So we help each other in doing this. So for the scope name, I used IT-LAN, and then create a scope, and then the reservation. In connecting it, you really need to learn more about IP addresses, and you don't really have to learn. I mean, in this task, the time that I've understood is that you have to check your IP address on your Windows 10, which I did not check. and then on your Windows server. So you start, it's not a start, oh yeah, the start IP address is, you have to check the lowest IP address that you've used and the highest IP address, and then just in between, more outside those, in between ang IP address that is available on your workstation and Windows server. So again, I was able to add scope and reservation, and I was able to activate also, and then you can check it on address lists. Next is task number 8, the DNS. I recently done this, and I also had a lot of issues in creating this. For example, here in mapping and sharing. So I now know how you can share a file from Windows 10 like that. And then here you can see that here are the host A records. You can actually create host A records. What else did I learn? Yeah, file sharing, creating a GPO, the group policy management. Lastly, task 9, backup and recovery. Here you can back up your records. You can back up your files. I also had issues, like for example mounting. I wasn't able to mount it because of issues like permissions, but I was able to recover it. And also you can recover your files. Sorry about my camera, it's just that it's lagging. Okay, and then backing up will, in files, like for example you have documents, backing your files up, backups are very important. Yes, I do believe that it is very important. It can help you for future purposes, or like it is actually supposed to be done. In every files that you make, you must have backups. You upload it on Google Drive or whatever applications that you use, or locally. So yeah, so during this task I was able to install Windows backup feature, perform a full backup, perform a custom backup, schedule a backup. I wasn't able to examine the backup content, but I was able to restore from a backup. So that is all. Thank you. So one last quotation: treat everyone with compassion and respect. That is all. Thank you. Yeah.